Spring is in the air and it's time to go flying. Whether you've been flying all winter or have some rust to remove, we have some great news. Our spring 25% off sale has just started, but it only lasts for the next 6 days. You'll want to take advantage of this sale through April 8th by using the code SUN.
And we'll see you
At Sun and Fun.
Flying is my entire life. It's all that I've ever known. I've relied on Hartzell Propeller since about 1995. Hartzell means much more than a propeller. It's a relationship. When you hear the phrase built on honor, they care about us as pilots, they care about our community, and they care about the product they build. It's such a proud honor to fly behind that propeller.
Centronic to me is an iconic aviation brand.
Here we go, we're taxiing out. First rip on the new prop. Bump throttle now. This prop really bites.
So you picked up a little bit.
Oh yeah, about 15 miles an hour. That's quite a bit.
Something we worked really hard at Centronic the last 5 years is to try and combine the best performance both at low speed and high speed with our composite props. And I really think on this one, we've done it.
Meet the first of a new generation of the M-Class family. The M700 Fury. An aircraft worthy of the name, an indomitable force. The M700 Fury transcends traditional limits with more power, blistering performance, a finely appointed interior, and the luxury of what matters most. Time. Experience the Fury. Join the legacy.
Well, good morning from Sun and Fun. We're on day 2 of our event today. We'd like to extend a special thanks to our friends at King Schools. Now through April 8th, get 25% off of King Schools programs with code ANN25. I am with you today. My name is Emma Crawford. This is my second time doing this, so y'all give me some grace as I'm still learning the ropes. But yeah, I'm just really happy to be here. I'm enjoying my time. Let's go for a simple weather forecast for the day. Florida is hot. That's just the way it is. We got a projected high today of 92 degrees. We're partly sunny with a record-tying heat. A thunderstorm late this afternoon. And, of course, always keep in mind you can get dehydrated and get heat stroke. So make sure to drink your water, get your liquid IV in. And, yeah, have a good time. Winds are projected to be southeast at 12 miles an hour with occasional gusts to 29 miles an hour. And there's a 40% chance of rain, 24% chance of thunderstorms. Our top story from the day before, from yesterday, there's a lot of buzz about the Mosaic meeting that still hasn't told us much about when the rule might go public, but everyone clings to some hope for Oshkosh. We shall see. We'll now cut to a commercial break and then we're going to talk to Jamal, who's got some exciting news for us about his Aviation Start program.
The Aero-News Network Sun and Fun Digital Daily Morning Brief, live from Lakeland, Florida, is brought to you in part by the following sponsors.
Putting in your fuel senders was one of the smartest decisions I made.
Made a real difference in my flying.
When I land, I will have the fuel that I expect to have. And it's just been a remarkable improvement.
The SICE system gives me that confirmation.
A whole new level of confidence with my level of fuel on board. I mean, I know exactly how much I've got.
You know, such a simple thing, but so important.
The legendary BD4C program is building an exciting future for those who want a rugged 4-seat family flyer with a proven history. The SureWings program produces a complete kit and builder assist program that gives you everything you need to be flying a BD4CS in record time. For conventional kit builders, BD Aviation has parts, partial kits, and full kits for the 190-mile-per-hour BD4C that has logged thousands of hours. Visit SureWings.com and BDAviation.com for more details.
I'm a pilot and aviation enthusiast myself. For me, the most exciting model I've ever manufactured was my own. It's just the coolest feeling to have on display a plane that you've personally connected with over the years. Show off that passion for aviation. You know, if you own a general aviation airplane and you want the world to know about it, put it on your desk. Inspire the next generation. If you want to share your love for aviation with a friend or family member, shop our great selection of aircraft models today.
All right, well, thank you guys for watching that short break. I'm back here with Jamal Larkins, the founder of the Aviation Start program. So, Jamal, I'm going to hand this off to you. Tell me a little bit about what you guys do.
So it actually originated with the Dream Launch Tour. In 2005, we had a partnership with the Federal Aviation Administration just to expose students to the career opportunities inside of the aviation industry. We went to over 1,000 schools, spoke to 60,000 students about what they can do inside of aviation and aerospace. But one of the key statements that I kept on hearing was that the cost of aviation is what's stopping me. I was surprised to hear that because there's so many opportunities available inside of the aviation industry, scholarships and grants. There's now over $20 million worth of available funding to get people involved inside the aviation industry that most people are completely unaware of. So we created Aviation Start to be complementary to the Dream Launch Tour, which goes out there and gets people involved in aviation, but then if they are, give them the resources where they can make their dreams take off inside of this industry.
Absolutely. I remember when I was coming up, I was looking for scholarships, and that's, you know, you have your women in aviation stuff and that, but it was always like a bunch of links to a bunch of different sites. And chasing down those rabbit holes, I never got one of those. And I wasn't exactly the best in school or anything, but I kind of thought I had it together a little bit, and I never even got like a confirmation email or call back. So for someone who's coming up and wants to apply for those scholarships, how do they get into that? Is it like what's the platform?
So if you go to aviationstart.org, it's completely free. First off, I want to make sure I stress that enough. All you have to do is register, you get an account on it, and then you'll get access to our scholarship database. We update it monthly, so if there's any new scholarships that we find out about, we add it into the list. And I mean, there's everything from pilots to mechanics, air traffic controllers, airport operations, every field of the aviation industry. There are already pre-existing scholarships out there, and we just want to be a clearinghouse to be able to show people, okay, if you're interested in flight training, here's some great opportunities. Being a pilot is actually one of the most interesting ones because you have everything from getting citation type ratings to advanced training, becoming a tailwheel pilot like yourself. There's a lot of scholarships and grants to be able to get people involved in a wide range of the different fields out there. You just have to look for them. And now we've made it simple where you can find all of them in one site.
Well, and one more question for you, because this is something that I've recognized before. Do you have any type of specific scholarships or framework for veterans? Because a lot of times, they'll come out with the GI Bill, right? They want to go to flight training, but they can only really apply that towards very specific types of schools. So if they want to go Part 61 or go, spend their hard-earned money on training, they can't do that. So, it's kind of frustrating for a lot of these people. So what framework do you have for them?
So there aren't any specific scholarships primarily dedicated just for veterans, but they're able to apply for any of the scholarships that are listed. One major misconception is that only high school and college students are the only ones that can get them. There's scholarships up there that don't have age limits. Women in Aviation is a perfect example of that, and there's so many more outside of just Women in Aviation. They do a fantastic job of really promoting the industry and giving resources for people to make their careers, but there's a lot more organizations out there, and there aren't age limits for a substantial amount of them. I would probably estimate about 30% of them don't have age limits, and whenever you have that veteran military background, it helps you stand out no matter what. So I think that they have an excellent chance of winning some of the different scholarships that are out there.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Jamal. And then people can find you at Aviation Start. Was it .org? .org. All right, you guys. Well, go check out that website, especially if you are looking to fly. It's the hard work and maybe some success of getting a scholarship. Anything's possible. So go check that out. We're going to have a short break, and then we'll be on to our next guest.
The Aero-News Network Sun and Fun Digital Daily Morning Brief, live from Lakeland, Florida, is brought to you in part by the following sponsors.
Flight Club is redefining access to the skies. We currently have 68 personal aircraft available across the U.S. market. Aircraft owners can combat high ownership costs with flexible revenue options such as block time, membership dues, and hourly rates. Flight Club even offers a comprehensive fleet insurance policy with a fast and simple quote process. Whether you're looking to fly or list your aircraft, Flight Club makes it easier than ever. Join the movement. Let's take flight.
For over 30 years, the massive Sport Plane Resource Guide has provided expert, credible information, evaluations, and critical analysis of all that the sport aviation world has to offer. The all-new digital Sport Plane Resource Guide is coming with extensive multimedia features that are constantly updated, an even more comprehensive online guide to all things sport aviation. Available soon. www.sportplane.com.
Looking for a new generation of proven and efficient aviation power plants that boast modern engineering, electronic ignition, and both direct and gear drive systems? With 100 horsepower to 240 horsepower, the Skyline and Redline engines offer uncommon value in an overpriced industry. Whether you are looking for fixed wing or rotor, MW Fly Americas has been established to service the American market with dedication and expertise. MWFlyAmericas.com.
All right, and we're back. I'm sitting here today with Linda Sollars. She is an aviation author and pilot with quite an adventure that she's had with her airplane. I'm going to let her tell you guys a little bit more about that, but I'm really excited to be sitting here with you today. So, hi.
Well, thank you so very much, and thank you for having me. The reason I'm here is that I had decided to have an airplane, buy an airplane for retirement. Didn't have to be experimental. It could have been, I have an A&P, so I could have done the maintenance myself, even if it was certified. But I had a very specific list of criteria. I wanted a high wing, I wanted a robust performance, a new engine, a Rotax specifically was what my research led me to, new avionics and whatnot. And there was nothing in the certified or experimental world that quite met all of my criteria until I discovered Sling. They had a low-wing airplane that came so close, but they put the wing on the wrong side of the fuselage. But I wasn't in a hurry, so I was patient and I waited. And sure enough, in 2019, I heard the rumor they were coming out with a high-wing version. So I knew instantly that was the plane I was going to want. So it took a while to get the money in their hands and the check deposited, but that's how I became the first customer to build a Sling high wing model. They'd already had the TSI and the Sling 2, very popular for a long time. And so that was it. So then I got that kit in 2021. And as you may recall, during COVID in 2021, shipping was taking a very long time. So I talked him into letting me build it at the factory, thinking it's the first of the model. I've never built a plane before. I have an A&P, but I've never built a plane. The chances were pretty good that I could booger something up. And if it took months to get a new part, it would take forever to finish the build. So they politely accommodated my request. I built it at the factory in Johannesburg, had a wonderful time. Shortly after I arrived, J.P. Scholes, the Candorist, came and he built the first tailwheel version of this plane, second customer built. And then when we were done building them, we decided to fly them back to the United States to the big air show in Oshkosh to debut the model. So we had 3 planes, 2 people in each aircraft, and we came the most direct route we could, which included a leg from Cape Verde over to Barbados, 2,100 nautical miles, about 14 and a half hours. We had just finished building the planes, just had our 40 hours flown off. We had a DAR come out and do the inspection so that we could get them, and 2 of them registered, mine and JP's. And we had a wonderful time. But this was, it was all about me, my build, my plane, my journey, me. But what happened is when we did this adventure, well, first of all, the build got a lot of attention because it was the first of this particular model, and it was well documented in interviews and so forth. And then we did the journey across the Atlantic. People were following us, concerned for us, worried for us, and we had a wonderful time. And it became so much more than that because we influenced and inspired a lot of people. So I have had the great honor of going all over the world talking about this wonderful adventure that I've had, and not just the journey, but the build itself. And I've met the most amazing people. I've had the opportunity to go to the Rotax conferences all over the world, Argentina, Australia. I'm off to Poland, Ukraine soon, and just meeting great people. And that's inspired me to tell my story and write a book. So that's the biggest challenge, though, for me, is sitting still and getting that written.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Well, and I got one question for you before we make our next cut. Why the high wing versus the low wing? Why was that a problem for you?
Well, I had a Cessna T210 for about 20 years, and I really enjoyed the high wing platform. That's where I fell in love with it. I had been pretty much flying low wings prior to that. But I love looking down. That's part of the reason I like to go up, is to look down. I like ingress and egress, and that's not just for me and my passengers, and let's face it, at my age a lot of us have new knees and hips and stuff, but also for the toys, to put your bike in the back or whatever. It's just easier access. It's a larger platform, and if you've seen my suitcases over there, you know I carry way too much. And I do fly in the rain, so I like to have an umbrella. I like to be able to park things underneath. I don't want it to rain in my cockpit, and I think it's a little uncivilized to step on your seat to get into your airplane. No offense, all you low wingers. But also my husband gets a little bit airsick, so I wanted a stable platform with the pendulum stability of the high wing. And I was completely willing to give up performance for the utility of the high wing. Also, if you come see it, I hang hammocks underneath each wing. My husband and I are big hammock campers. And there's shade. I mean, there's just so many advantages in my work. But I was willing to give up performance for that. But frankly, with the sling, I really haven't. It performs amazingly. It's so responsive.
Very cool. Well, and you also wrote a book about your journey, and what was the book's name?
It's Permission to Take Off, Life and Leadership Lessons from inspired by Aviation Adventures, and I'm in the process of writing it. I have to stop adventuring for a little while and sit still, and that's my next big journey, is to learn how to sit and finish the book, but I'm very excited about it.
Gotcha. Awesome. Well, you guys go check that out once it's dropped, basically. That'd be an awesome read for sure. I'm going to have to add that to my list. All right, so we're going to talk about our daily air show today. Once again, it starts at 1300, so we'll have the USAFA glider team. We'll have a couple other big names, Rob Holland, Doug Rosendahl, Pivotal Aircraft. And I think that graphic should be up so you guys can see that and check it out. Also, tonight, we're going to be having a night air show. So only night tonight before Saturday, where there's going to be fireworks and a night air show. So definitely don't want to miss that. And again, we're going to have some really great performers for that. We'll have a Chipmunk, Red Bull Air Force will be here, and some other really neat airplanes. A short brief on our other upcoming events today. We'll be having some meet and greets. So we'll have Eric Edgren and the T-Clips from 12 to 1 at Aerobatic HQ. We'll have Major Melanie Mock-Klusner and the F-35 demo team at the hangar. And then In the Shadows, it's a story of an A-26 Miss Millionaires at Victory's Arsenal Theater. And again, that night air show and fireworks, they happen tonight. And that's the only time they'll happen until Saturday. And don't forget about our King Schools promotion following we're going to allowing through April 8th, 25% off of King Schools goodies with code ANN25. All right, so that about wraps it up. So y'all have a great day at Sun and Fun, and we'll see you tomorrow.
The Aero-News Network Sun and Fun Digital Daily Morning Brief, live from Lakeland, Florida, is brought to you in part by the following sponsors.
Spring is in the air and it's time to go flying. Whether you've been flying all winter or have some rust to remove, we have some great news. Our spring 25% off sale has just started, but it only lasts for the next 6 days. You'll want to take advantage of this sale through April 8th by using the code SUN.
And we'll see you
at Sun and Fun.
I think it's a very important thing to share the joy and love of flying. Our customers fly to remote places. They use our products to go places that are difficult to get to. Hertz has been an excellent partner for Whip Air, just in terms of your product support, as well as keeping an eye on the market and developing new products that meet demands. And it is that shared experience and the joy of flying that brings us all back and charges all of our batteries up.
Centronic to me is an iconic aviation brand.
Here we go, we're taxiing out. First rip on the new prop. Bump throttle now. This prop really bites.
So you picked up a little bit.
Oh yeah, about 15 miles an hour. That's quite a bit.
Something we worked really hard at Centronic the last 5 years is to try and combine the best performance both at low speed and high speed with our composite props. And I really think on this one, we've done it.